Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the NJ Show. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from. God, it's been a long weekend. There is so much to cover. There's so much going on. 3 arrows, Celsius, Luna, more information on Luna, can you believe it? We're going to be talking about Bitcoin as usual. We're going to be talking about Ethereum. Make sure you like, subscribe. Let's get straight into the show. So much to cover, but make sure you're liking and subscribing. I'm going to be doing a giveaway at 2k subscribers. You do not want to miss that, so make sure you're staying tuned in and make sure you're part of the show. Make sure you're part of the show. Let's kick it off. Okie dokie. Good morning, everyone from the UK. Good morning. It's great to have everybody here. God, it's been a long weekend. It feels like I haven't streamed in ages, but we're back. I was thinking of doing a weekend stream, but it just didn't come to fruition, you know. Maybe next weekend we'll see what happens. So look, because we have so much to go into today, we'll talk a bit about Bitcoin, about what I think, a bit about Ethereum and what I think. We'll have a quick look, a quick scan, maybe throw in a trade plan or two. Maybe I found a setup on an altcoin, which I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. And then we'll crack straight into the news. So just a quick look in the comments real quick. So we've got Gul, Merhaba Gul, thank you for your lovely heart emoji. Trader Dank and Elizabeth, my usuals, thank you very much. Arkalianu, that's a Greek name, right? Lovely name, I like it. Says let's go. Stephen M Crypto, welcome to the chat, mate. I appreciate you tuning in every single time I go live, along with Sam Hone and Sebastian and Powers of 4, Derry, good morning, and Joel from Thailand. We've got all the regulars in the chat today. I couldn't be more happy. I could not be more happy. Amazing. So awesome. So let's talk a bit about Bitcoin, right? So you'll notice my chart hasn't changed much. Now, what I tend to do is I don't like to faff around with the chart unless I see price behaving in a different sort of fashion. If I see price start to disrespect the range levels that I've got, I change my chart. I do a fresh, clean chart. And we have got another Bitcoin chart that we did together, but this is the chart that I'm using to trade. All right. So a lot of people do that. Typically what a lot of people do is they'll have charts and, they'll have 4 or 5 different charts of Bitcoin, but it will be mainly one that they trade off. All right. So this is the chart that I'm trading off. And what's going on with Bitcoin? So here it says last week's Monday's high, last week's Monday's low. So this is not actually last week's. This is 2 weeks ago. So let's change that. What happened there? 2 weeks ago, Monday's low. I've kept this for a reason. All right, and I'm going to explain why I've kept it too. Two weeks, Monday high. 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, Monday high. 2 weeks ago, Monday high. Let's drag that out a little bit to make it look a little bit prettier. Right. So what do I think price is doing? Where do I think we are? Are we bullish or are we bearish? Obviously, it was in the thumbnail, so you guys have tuned in to find that out. Now, I'm gonna run you guys down. I'm gonna run you guys into what I think a relief rally is, because I've been talking about a relief rally on this channel for a couple of weeks now. I'm gonna talk to you guys about where I think Bitcoin is going, but at the same time, you know, what I want to explain to you guys what a relief rally actually is. Because a lot of people on Twitter, a lot of people on YouTube, I've noticed they don't really understand. So to simply put, last week I said I wanted a pullback into this blue box. I had already bought some Ethereum. All right. We know that. You guys kept in tune with the channel. I already bought some Ethereum. All right. And I trimmed some off. I did trim some off at around 12:30ish. I trimmed a bit off. And I said to myself, you know what, I don't want to have too much risk. And I said, look, for Bitcoin, I want to see a pullback into this blue box. If I see a pullback into this blue box, I'm going to look for buying opportunities, all right? And at the same time, if I didn't get the pullback into the blue box, which I was hoping for, I'm going to let it break above this green level here, which is 2 weeks ago Monday's low, which last week was last week Monday's low, if you guys get that. And I said once it breaks above, I'll just play it to 24k and then break above that, and I'll play it to sort of 27k. All right. Now, we didn't get the pullback into the blue box, but we did tap the 2 weeks ago Monday's low. All right. Now, pay attention, because a lot of the time, you know, the question that you have to ask yourself, and this is something that me and Dank do very, very often. All right. Dank does it all the time, actually. First question you've got to ask yourself when looking at price is, where are we? Where are we on price? I'm not talking about a price. Obviously, if somebody says, yo, NJ, where are we, bro? Hey, you know what? Yeah, we're at $23,358, bro. That doesn't mean anything. That's just you telling me the price that Bitcoin's in. Where are we in price? And I'll show you. I'll show you. So we see a bunch of candles here. All right. But notice this low. This was the first low that was made when we started selling off aggressively. All right. Look at this low here. Now, I know some of you guys are driving and some of you guys aren't actually watching the screen. So, well, I'm sorry. There's just not really much I can do. I can tell you the low, the number of the low. Hold on. So the low I've marked out for you guys who can't see the screen is at 20,780.5. And this low on the 4-hour time frame was formed on the 14th of June 2022. So if you guys are driving, or if you guys are listening to the audio, that's where I've plotted the low out, if you guys want to go back later and watch it. Now, why have I chosen this low? Well, if you notice, price is trapped between that Monday's low that we marked out, and we've kept that Monday's low because we feel it's important. All right. And if we feel it's important, everybody else can go suck your murder, because we feel it's important. All right. So this is where price is trapped within. Notice how Monday's low is acting as resistance. And at the same time, we can't seem to break below this low that was formed here on the 14th of June. All right. So what am I looking for next? What am I looking for next? Well, the question is, are we bullish or bearish? Now, short term, I think that we're going to start going up for a bit. All right. So if my bias is leaning towards bullish, it means that I'm going to be looking for longs. All right. And if I'm looking for longs, it means that, yes, I might be looking for price to pull back in certain areas, but that doesn't mean I'm going to short it. All right. So the first question you ask yourself is, where are we? Where is price trapped within? And we've found that. Second question is, are we looking for longs or are we looking for shorts? If we say we're looking for shorts, then we're only going to be looking for shorts. We're not going to be looking for a bounce play where we're going to be longing and shorting. A lot of people, that's where they lose a lot of money. And I'm telling you this from experience. I've lost a crap load of money like that, right? Where I'll look at price, I'll see up, down, and I'll try and catch both ways to try and maximize my profits. And then what happens is, I don't know, 5-6 trades later, I've got no money left and I'm waiting till payday to put more money in the account. Countless times. All right. Pick your direction, pick your bias, and stick to it. All right. So in this particular instance, I've chosen to go long. All right. There are multiple factors as to why I think we're going to start seeing a little push up. Now, on the bigger picture, going from, 21k to 27, 28k on the higher time frame, that's not going to look like anything. It's not going to be anything that, is significant enough for you to say, yeah, we've changed market structure. But from 20k to 28k, that's 40%. All right. That's 40% worth of long positions that we can take. All right. And if we play it level to level, that 40% could easily become 200% if you know how to play your levels. So I'm certain that a lot of you guys who are joining this stream today have already tuned into Dank's Daily Trade. All right. And if you've tuned into Dank's Daily Trade, you'll know how to play a deeper level to level. So without waffling any further, what am I looking for in terms of my price action here? Well, let me explain. If we sweep this red level here and we push back in, then I'll wait for a reclaim of the 2 weeks ago Monday's low for a push up into 24k. All right. And that looks like a very possible scenario. The second scenario I'm looking for, all right, is we break this red level here. All right. I think we should. And we pull back into the blue box. Pull back into the blue box. Look for some bullish price action. Shoot above Monday's low. Shoot above 24K. Monday's high. And there we go. Into the 28-29 level. Now, we did a solid British Bitcoin. We did a solid Bitcoin breakdown the other day. All right. Where we took it from the absolute higher time frames and we broke it down bit by bit. So you guys will know why 29-30K is such a pivotal level. All right. And I could, if I start showing you guys now, I'm going to lose another 20 minutes and there's so much news to go into. So make sure you guys are looking at the previous videos and you guys are looking, because I did a solid Bitcoin breakdown. I did a solid Bitcoin breakdown the other day. All right. So those are my two setups that I'm looking for on Bitcoin. Now, I have got an altcoin set up for you guys today. I do. Let's look at TRX. Looks like a shit chart, right? It looks messy, doesn't it? But TRX is up today. And I think that we could potentially have a move here. All right. I like to play on the higher time frame. All right. And the first question we ask ourselves is, where is price trapped? Would we not agree that on the monthly time frame, this is where price is trapped? Everything below is a deviation. Anything above is a deviation. All right? Okay. God, I saw some weird comments there. Something about Prince Charles. All right? That's on the monthly. Now, if we zoom down completely, what are we seeing here? What are we seeing here for TRX? We're seeing deviation. Deviation. Now, why are these deviations so pivotal? Why are they important? They're important because look at what happens when we deviate this red level. Every single time we deviate this red level, we have found a way to get back to that all-time, not to the all-time top, sorry. We found a way to get to that top red level every single time. Look at this one here. Well, you can't see that because my head's in the way, but hang on. Look at the first one here. That first one there. What did we do? We reclaimed above and we pushed up right into the 10-cent level. All right. The next one here, we deviated it twice, but that's on the 4-hour. If we look on the daily, I'm sure it's going to be much less, to look at. And we pushed straight back to the red line. Deviated below it, sold off right back here. Price is in a range, right? Now we've deviated it again. All right, we've deviated it again. There is no reason for us to think any other reason that we're not going to go back to the top red line. Now, if I'm going long on Bitcoin, if I'm telling you that, hey, my narrative for Bitcoin in the short term is up, then ultimately I'm going to be looking at I'm going to be looking for the strongest altcoins that are also going to be following suit. Now, if to put it into some context for you guys, right? What is the range between the bottom red line and the top red line? That is 70%. Which means if you throw $1,000 at the range low, right? At the top of the range, you should walk away with around $1,700 overall. $700 being profit. That is 70%. Now, we're not quite there yet. There's still 46% to go before we get to the top of that range. However, we now have a range to work with. So if we have a range to work with, let's go back to a little bit higher. Let's go on a little bit of a higher time frame, and let's look for a mid-range. All right, a mid-range that respects. So let's take this red line, the top red line here. What the bomber clout have I done here? That looks mad cool though, you know. Let's get a proper fib. Let's get a proper fib because I've put in a there we go. All right. I'm hoping you guys understand what I'm doing here. So what have we done? Now that we found our range, what have we done? And it respects. Look at that mid-range. Look how that mid-range is respecting. Look. Beautiful. It feels like we've got dank on this show. Look. Support. 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 Sell off. Resistance. 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 And resistance. Now, lo and behold, we're actually tapping resistance right here. So hold on, let me get rid of these. We're actually tapping resistance right here at 25% of the range. So how do we get long for TRX? Multiple ways. We now know that we've got levels to play here. There is good money to be made here. Dang, we should talk about this after the stream. We should seriously talk about this at the end of the stream because I think there's money to be made here. Here are the levels that we have to play with. Oi. Sorry guys, one sec. There we go. We've got 4 different levels to play here. And we've already tapped the first one. So what we want to do now is ideally, if we get a pullback to 5.9 cents, that is, for me, personally, a buy. Why? Because we've got our risk defined here at 4.6 cents. That looks like a good long to me. Ultimately, if we don't get back to 5.9 cents, what can we do? If we break above 7 cents and we hold, yeah, then we know that 5.9 cents is we know that that 7 cent level, sorry, is support. Why? Because we've had resistance here. Man, this pen is annoying. We've had resistance here, deviation here, resistance, resistance, support, support, and, sorry, resistance right here where my head is. Okay, so there is your altcoin setup today. It's a Monday. I've given you guys an altcoin setup. TRX USDT, TRX USD. Keep an eye on it because it's following suit. It's playing the range. It's something that you guys want to keep an eye on. I just thought I'd share that because obviously it's a bit different. It's a little bit different. And obviously a lot of you guys think that I can't trade. So, assholes. So yeah. So there we go. I'll leave that on the screen for a second. Maybe if you guys have got any comments, if you guys have got any questions. You know what? Sometimes you guys are so engaging. And other times I'm talking and I feel like I'm just by myself. Like, where are you guys? Mike says, good morning from Arkansas, US. Getting on a little late and catching up. Welcome to the stream, Mike. Thank you so much for joining. And Jack said something very weird here. Jesus has invited Prince Charles to Nunawading for tea. Hail Jesus, hail Hydra. Hail Jesus and hail Hydra. So there we go. So I hope you guys have seen that and I hope you guys understand that. Where we're looking for a major reaction, we're going to be looking for a major reaction really at the mid-range, which is 8 cents. Now, the current price is around 7 cents. All right? If it's around 7 cents, we want to see, does it hold here? I'm going to look here on the shorter time frame. And at the moment, it looks like it's resisting. All right? I want to see price either pull back and wipe out these lows here at 6.3 cents. Ideally, if we could get back into that 6 cent level, that would be a good long. All right. But if we get above here and hold, if we get above, look at that thin move on the left. This is a good setup, guys. Yeah. At least from a price action learning perspective, you don't actually have to take the trade, but draw out the levels that I've drawn out and take the trade in your head so that you guys know later on when the bull market comes, you guys are ready to trade. You're not just hoping for 100 X's on altcoins. So I want to see us get above. right? Something like this. Well, I can't use that level here, but look, let's just something like this, all right? So push above and then push up like that, all right? It's not the prettiest sort of drawing I've done there. Otherwise, if we can get below and show bullish price action, push back above, and then I think we're going to push up even higher, all right? So there we go. That is TRX. If you've missed it, I can see some people joining the stream now. If you've missed it, rewind. I covered Bitcoin. I covered TRX. All right. That's a decent setup. And we'll look into this tomorrow. Tomorrow when we join the stream again, we'll have a look. All right. So let's look at some of these altcoins that are moving today. So we've got Bitcoin. Bitcoin hasn't really done anything today, but we've already spoken about Bitcoin. We've got 2 trade setups for Bitcoin along with 2 trade setups for TRX. Ethereum, if Bitcoin's not done anything, we can't really expect Ethereum to do anything. So Ethereum at minus 1%. Tether not doing anything. USDC, no major news, which is always good. When we don't have any news around USDC, USDT, we know we're in a good place. A lot of people are holding USDT at the moment. A lot of people are holding stables at the moment. So we want to see it flat at 0. All right, BNB, nothing again. XRP, nothing again. Overall, the market is stable today. All right, the market is stable, except my allergies. My hay fever is not stable today. Not as stable as the market is. And just as I say that, I notice some instability in the market. Dogecoin is up 10%. And I think I know the reason as to why Dogecoin is at 10% up today. But we're going to talk about that later. We're going to talk about that later. It's the first piece of news that I'm going to cover, which could help you understand why Doge is up 9.7% today. All right? And this is one of the things that you guys need to pay attention to. A lot of the time, you can get ahead of the pumps if you understand the fundamentals that are driving the market. All right? If you guys want to long Solana based on price action, but there's nothing in the market that proves that money's going into Solana, you're not going to be left with a trade. You're going to be left with an imbalanced trade. Now, if you, for instance, knew that there was a big piece of news on something along the lines of a meme coin, then maybe it would help you see that Doge or maybe Shiba would be pumping today, and you guys could figure out, wait, hang on, money's going in that direction, therefore that's where I need to be looking for price action. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. But we actually caught a Solana long on this channel. We had a trade go up a couple of days ago. I think it was about a week ago. We put up a chart for Solana, and it's following suit. We're at $41 for Solana now. Doge up 10%. Polkadot not doing anything, and Shiba is down 1.8% today, but that is because Shiba has pumped 42% this week in the last 7 days. All right, and that is going to help you understand why Doge has pumped. All right, and I'll run you guys through a bit of that as we go on into the show later on. Tron is up 14% over the last 7 days and 8% for the day. Now that was what initially got me to look at Tron. All right, I saw that Tron was 8% up, and obviously last week we had the depegging news. I thought maybe Tron wouldn't do what Tron did, but lo and behold, Tron is pushing. Looking at the chart, Tron's broken back into a very, very macro range, a 70% range. So if we can milk it on the way to the top, then fuck it, we'll do it. We'll milk it on the way to the top. If we get a pullback, I'm going to buy Tron. Or if we break above the 7% level, if we break above this 7-cent level and we hold, I'm going to buy Tron. At least for a move into 8 cents. All right? That's not a bad trade. That's not a bad trade. So, I mean, I wonder if we look at it from the Bitcoin pair as well. Fuck, you know. Hey, look at that. Look at young NJ. Young NJ smashing out these trades. Hey, this is an old chart. This is from a year ago. I can even see what I was doing. I can even explain to you what I was thinking when I did this chart. I drew out the range. This was a higher time frame range. I saw all the liquidity points there. And I said, well, hang on a second. If we're making higher lows, here, and we're above the yearly open, right? As long as we push up above this part of the range, as long as we push up above this grey box right here, we should take out these liquidity spikes right here. And we pushed up right into the 2.618. Young NJ. I love you, young NJ. Thank you for making us money. That was good. That was good. But alas, we must remove all of this because we're not in 2021 no more. However, the BTC pair looks like we have some information that we can get from this as well. Fuck me. Fuck me. Look at this. Deng, are you seeing this, bro? Trader Deng, Trader Deng. Alert, alert, Trader Deng, are you seeing this? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. This is the monthly chart. I think I'm going to buy some Tron. I think I'm going to buy some Tron. Why am I going to buy some Tron? 34 blood clot months underneath this range level on the monthly chart. And now we've broken above. I want to get Trader Deng's perspective on this. I want to get Trader Deng's perspective on this. If we break above this level here, this red level here, I have no idea how high it can go. I'd need to dig in deeper to find out how high it can go. We need some sort of pullback. We need some sort of pullback. We need some sort of pullback or retest. Ideally, I want it to go back here. Right? Because we've had a good few weeks now. We've had a good few weeks of up. And we have had a pullback. You could argue that this here is a pullback. You could argue that this here is a pullback. But I want to see a pullback at least into this. At least into the mid-range of this red box. Dang, I hope you're watching, you bastard. Like, I really want your help on this. Right, that's a range. This whole block here is a range. So if we can get a pullback into here, that is a very bullish setup. I'm so bullish on Tron. We should probably change the thumbnail of this show and say, I'm bullish on Tron with a picture like this. Is the Tron bottom in? Is the Tron bottom in? So, yeah, this chart looks badass. Yeah, I'm seeing some of you guys in the chat. Let's have a look at some of you guys in the chat saying the same thing. So we've got Glenn Franco saying Tron has been incredibly strong. Joel says for TRX, do you think its move is to do with their 2 billion buyback from their Binance position they announced? Look, it possibly could be. It possibly could be. I mean, they had to they had to do something, right? Because the USDD was depegging, so they had to do something. Manib says, big up NJ. No, my friend, big up Manib. Big up Manib. And Yuki says the chart looks solid. Presto says, so is the bottom in, do we think? Crypto face says Tariq. Tariq, do you know, I love you for joining the show, but I never know what you're saying, mate. I hope you always join, but I just never know what you're saying. But anyway, look, that is what I think for Tron. So we are looking this week. That is what we're going to look for. We're going to look for that. We're going to look for a pullback in Tron, just because we want to see if we can actually get a trade set up for this. So look, I'm going to be looking at this intricately now. I want a long setup for this. It's Monday today, so maybe if we can get something like this, guys, something like this. And then, so where is that? That puts us here at around 300 sats. So if it puts us here at around 300 sats, then on the USD pair, where would that put us? That would put us, yeah, round about the 6 to 6.3 cent level. So you heard it here. So for Tron, watch out for that 6.3 level and watch out for that 300 sats level. That is where I'm going to be looking. That motherfucker Trader Deng, he's probably smoking and he's not paying attention to the stream. But this is such a fantastic setup. I'm so glad we caught that on the stream. I'm genuinely so glad we caught that on the stream. All right, so that is the top 10 alts done. We've got a trade setup for Bitcoin. We've got trade setups for Tron. It's a very, very good Monday, bullish Monday. Let's have a look at Forex Factory to see some of the pieces of information that we have going on today. So I actually put out a tweet today. Well, I shouldn't be showing you this. This is for later. Hold on. Let's have a look at the tweet that I put out today just to show you guys what's going on. So if you guys are new to the show, there was something I mentioned a few weeks ago where I said, guys, make sure that you guys... Oh, follow me on Twitter, by the way. There we go. Follow me on Twitter, by the way. Trader NJ1. I don't know what this is. Right, so here it is right here. Here it is right here. So I said, look, if you're watching the show, then part of your weekly outlooks, I know a lot of you guys on a Sunday evening or a Monday morning, for instance, you guys will do your market outlooks, whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's Ethereum, or maybe it's the Dixie, the dollar index or whatever. But something you guys need to be looking at is forexfactory.com. It's something that I learned very early on when I was doing Forex. And they've got a good key here as well. So yellow means that it's news that's not going to really impact the market majority of the time. Orange is it may impact the market, so be on your toes. And red is make sure you're being super careful when you're trading. Expect the highest amounts of volatility when it's red. So what I've done is for the week of June the 27th to July the 4th, if any Americans are watching here, happy July 4th early in advance. And I've taken all the red bits here. I've gone on Twitter for you guys and I've marked out here. So so we have CB, consumer finance, confidence. Confidence. Is it confidence? Hold on. I think consumer confidence. That's it. Consumer confidence. So we've got consumer confidence tomorrow. We've got ECB, BOE, and Powell speaking on Wednesday. So Wednesday is the day that we have to be careful. So if we're looking for any volatility in the market, we're going to be looking for volatility from what? The dollar, the SPX. Agreed? Agreed. And if we're going to be looking for volatility from those in order for us to affect BTC, then Wednesday is going to be the big day. I'm so sorry. My allergies are going wild. It's so bad. Oh, goodness gracious. Sorry, guys. 35, 40 of you guys joining to watch me blow my nose. Unbelievable. But anyway, yeah, look, Wednesday is going to be the important day. That is when we're probably going to find out if a short-term low is in or if we're going to pull back even deeper. Now, it's possible on Wednesday that we can potentially pull back. We can pull back on a Wednesday and we can find the other bullish setup. If we do get a fat pullback, imagine we get ECB, right? And it comes out bearish for us. And we pull back on Bitcoin into the level, into that blue box we spoke about at the beginning of the show. And similarly for altcoins, we pull back into the range lows. Bruh, that is a buy. That's a buy, yeah? That's a buy right here, my friend. I'll be looking to buy these lows right here. I wouldn't be wasting any time, man. All right, dude. So you've got a massive trade set up there, my friend. Now, obviously, the other thing that can happen is obviously we could get very bullish news on Wednesday and then it could just spike all the way through, which we don't want. We don't want. But blimey, I love this range, guys. I love this range. I'm looking for any excuse to click on this chart. I freaking love this range. Beautiful, beautiful range. So that is what could happen on Wednesday. All right. So be mindful on Wednesday because we've got a lot happening on Wednesday. And then obviously on Thursday, we've got the core PCE price index. So CPI to some degree. And ISM manufacturing on Friday. So dollar, euro, and pound, all eyes are on those for today, for this week, sorry, and that's how it's going to potentially affect Bitcoin, S&P, and the dollar index. So be very, very mindful. Those are the volatility moments that we expect to find. All right, moving along. Let's get straight into the news now because, You know, I've got to find a way to make these streams shorter. I spend half an hour on freaking price action and people are tuning in to listen to the news. So I'm really, really sorry in advance, guys. It's just once we start digging into price, it's so addictive and we want to look for a trade setup. We want to look for bias. We want to look for direction. And it's suddenly a half an hour is gone. And, you know, anyway. So the first piece of news that we have today is Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu are now advancing. So what is Shiba Inu? Let me take a drag of my vape first. That's good. That's really good. So Shiba Inu. Now, number one, we got to talk about this for what it is. Shiba Inu is a meme token. All right, there's a reason I'm breaking it down in layman terms. I don't want you guys to be overwhelmed and I don't want to patronize you guys at the same time. So please stay attentive. Shiba Inu is a meme token. All right. Now, who is the father of Shiba? It's going to be Doge. All right. Similar to how we have Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we have crypto as a big, imagine crypto as a big bubble. All right. Outside of crypto, we've got the dollar index, we've got the S&P, we've got everything that goes on in the global markets that will affect cryptocurrency. Now, inside of that big crypto, bubble, we've got Bitcoin and Ethereum. So anything that affects the outside global macro is going to affect the father of crypto, which is Bitcoin. And if the father of crypto is surely Bitcoin, the mother is going to be Ethereum. Similarly, within the crypto bubble, we have other small bubbles. And one of those bubbles are meme coins, the meme industry, the meme sector. So Doge would be the father. And if Doge is the father, then certainly Shiba would be the mother. Now, if something happens that is bullish for Ethereum, we're most likely going to get price impact on Bitcoin. And if something happens that's bullish on Shiba, we're probably going to get price impact on Doge. And there we go. We have Doge, which is up 10% for the day. So hopefully that helps you understand. And why? It's because Shiba's pumped 40% in the last week. All right. Now, what is the bullish news on Shiba that has given us that type of volatility that can make a token pump? Excuse me, 40% in a week in this type of market? What has done it? Well, Shiba is expanding. They no longer want to be just a meme token. They want to be more than a meme token. So the company is working on the Shiba Inu Shibarium layer 2 development. So they want to become a layer 2 blockchain. Now, I don't know if this is going to be majorly bullish or not. I don't know if in the future we're going to have projects that are developing on the Shiba blockchain. I'm really not sure what the vision is for this. But you've got to ask yourself, I guess, if you were going to build your token, would you build it on Polkadot? Would you build it on Ethereum? Would you build it on Solana? Or would you build it on Shiba? Now, I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. How do I feel about this? I feel as though, I mean, it's bullish. It's bullish. It's very, very bullish news because it's good to see. I mean, we know that when a token or when a project is working hard during a bear market, that is when you've got to pay attention to that token, right? Now, Shiba is a meme, and it kind of looks like they're trying to be the next Matic here. So I'm really, really not sure. I'm really not sure if this is going to be bullish for Shiba or not. I think it's a 50-50. It's a 50-50. I mean, look, Powers of 4 here says in the chat, I'd build a token on ADA, to be fair. Well, look, that's the thing. You've got so many ecosystems now. You've got Cosmos, you've got ADA, you've got Solana, Polkadot, AVAX, Matic, Polygon, and there's others that we can think of as well. You've got 1inch. I'm sure that there's another 5 we can figure out. There's another 5. Tron. There's still another 5 or 6 that we can say, you know. So Shiba doing this, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Like, part of what makes a meme is the fact that they don't really mean anything. It's a community-driven force that money flows into ridiculously, and multipliers are made, and it's kind of the whole we are crypto, we're decentralized and stuff like that. So Shiba doing this, I'm really not sure it's a 50-50. So I'm going to leave that on there. I'm going to leave that there. It's 50-50 for me. I don't really know where they're going to go with this. I like the vision and I like the idea, and I like the fact that they've obviously tried their best to make it so that they, you know, people are seeing that they're working super hard in the bear market. But you know, now we've got things like, will Shiba get to 1 cent? At the top of the article, we've got, will Shiba reach 1 cent? And at the bottom of the article, we've got, will Shiba Inu reach $5? So I don't know. I love meme tokens. I made a lot of money on meme tokens. A lot of you guys here who stay in the next cycle will make a ton of money on meme tokens, but I really don't know if this is the route that a meme token should be taking. To me, this is kind of what a token does when they've got no sort of... in 2017, we had a token called Devor, right? Devor, I made good money on Devor. And it was similar to BitConnect. It was the same sort of concept as BitConnect. And as soon as Devor shit the bed and exit scammed, they turned their platform into a building blockchain. And it didn't work out very well. They went to zero. You know what I mean? So typically when I see a project do this, it's not something that gets me super bullish, but it's something to pay attention to. It's a piece of news that we pay attention to, and we'll keep that there. So I'll leave that for you guys to ponder on. You guys let me know in the chat what you think, if this is bullish or not. But for me, I don't know. It's a difficult one. Moving over, we've got some Celsius news. So for those of you who don't know, Goldman Sachs, a huge firm, and now we know that we've been talking about Celsius in the last couple of weeks, and we've been talking about how you know, the Celsius hit on the crypto market was huge. We're talking 10 billion. All right, now the first real sort of shock, real blow to Celsius was Luna dropping in the way that Luna did is what kind of led to the domino effect that kind of made Celsius start crumbling themselves. And now obviously they stopped withdrawals. They it was a very trending piece of information. You know, it was trending a lot. But now Goldman Sachs are investigating, and they're looking to see, they're scouting Celsius. The Wall Street firm is seeking $2 billion in commitments from investors to buy the distressed assets at steep discounts if the crypto lender goes bankrupt. So there is a lot of things to say about this. Oh wow. I mean, look, if we backtrack to a couple of years ago, you'd never hear, you know, we'd hear pieces of information like, I don't know, JP Morgan taking interest in cryptocurrency. We'd be looking for things like ETFs and shit like that. And now, you know, in 2022, we've got this is an altcoin. Celsius is an altcoin. It's not a major cryptocurrency. You know what I mean? And now we've got Goldman Sachs looking at an altcoin. You know? Now, ultimately, Celsius is a project that it offers a lot of banking services inside of crypto, all right? So I can see what the interest is from that perspective, but at the same time, it's an altcoin. Goldman Sachs is looking to buy out an altcoin. Excuse me. Goodness gracious. Hay fever season. It is hay fever season. That one hit me in the head too. Crikey. Yeah, so an altcoin. This is huge. This is huge. Now, we don't know if this is true, right? We don't know if this is true. We don't know if this is going to be news that sort of gets, you know, rugged under, or if this is something that's going to actually come to fruition. But if this is true, even if this is true from just an interest level, right? Just we're interested and we're looking into it. This is something that's going to really affect crypto. This is further proof that we are going to have another cycle. Why? Because if we take the bubble I was talking about, right? We've got crypto as a bubble, and inside of crypto we've got Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then we've got the different industries, you know, meme coins, oracles, privacy. We've got I don't know, layer ones, layer twos, etc., etc. That's all encompassed in a bubble. All right, and above that, we've got the global macro factors. We've got the dollar index. We've got the S&P. We've got everything that affects the traditional market, and then we have a bubble beneath it, which is all Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc., etc. Now, in the past, in the very recent past, there has been a distinct line between this macro level here for global factors and cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is seen as childish. Cryptocurrency is seen as small. But now we've got players from the upper sectors. We've got players from the global markets now that are paying attention to crypto. So Goldman Sachs looking into Celsius, it couldn't be more bullish for me. I'm not saying that price is going to have an impact immediately. I'm not saying that we're going to go straight into a bull market. What I'm simply saying is that, look, if you're in crypto now, then, you know, the common theme in crypto is we're early, fam. We're so early, cuz. Hey, trust me, blood, we're early. Slowly, slowly, we are becoming known as the early adopters. Because now that the bigger market is starting to pay attention to us, for an altcoin, Celsius is an altcoin, bro. It's something that you chart on TradingView. It's something that you trade for 10-20%. But Goldman Sachs is looking into this, and it's not a small number. It's not like 10 million. Yeah, we're looking to see in it. Might put a couple million. That's still no, bro. It's $2 billion, mate. It's $2 billion, dude. I'm tripping. So bullish news, even if it's at an interest level. Bullish news for crypto today. This is an achievement. I would love to see this unfold. Ultimately, it would lead to less decentralization, but you know, it's good to see that people like me and you are looking at altcoins, and we're looking at ways to make money from this market. But at the same time, it's not just me and you. It's now the bigger players, all right, with very big portfolios. They're looking at the market too, and this is something super bullish. So Powers of Four on the Shiba news says maybe they just want to keep pumping meme tokens. Yeah, for Shiba, I understand that. I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, Powers, at the same time, if they rebrand to sort of an L2 blockchain, then are they really a meme token anymore? If they're not a meme token anymore, then will the money that flows into meme industries, will it flow into their token? We don't know. We're yet to find out. Aya Yunus says this makes sense. Thank you very much, Aya. Asgard says, Ayo NJ, what's happening, bruv? Man's traveling today, so couldn't catch the whole stream. Asgard, thank you very much for joining the chat, mate. I appreciate you. You're one of the regulars. I will always shout you out on this stream, my love. I appreciate that, brother. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're out and about doing good things. Thank you very much. Thank you for tuning in and leaving a comment at the very least. Sebastian says, Voyager have issued a notice to default 3AC. So, Voyager, thank you for bringing that up. We have got some 3AC stuff coming up. I've got some stuff to talk about on 3AC. We are going to run through that. We're running a little bit behind on the stream, but it's a Monday. It's one of those days where there's so much going on with Bitcoin and Ethereum that I couldn't ignore the actual charting stuff. So we had to cover that. I'm very sorry about that, but we'll move on. We'll move on. That is the Goldman Sachs Celsius stuff. I hope you guys found that useful and interesting. If you found it useful or interesting, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you learned something, that is. Next, we have this. Anonymous vows to bring Do Kwon's crimes to light. So this is some Luna news that we have here. Now, I saw earlier that Trader Dank covered this in his channel, but look at this. We're going to watch this together. So get your popcorn ready, get your coffee ready. Let's watch this together. Good morning, everyone. Fuck yourself. This one, Anonymous. Go fuck yourself and your mother. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
Greetings, citizens of the world. This is a message from Anonymous for Do Kwon. The past several months have been bad for crypto and the economy as a whole. We were likely going to experience some pain in the crypto industry because of the macro environment, regardless of what was happening internally. We were also due for another bear market this year, but the actions of Do Kwon, the founder of the Terra Luna ecosystem, is single-handedly responsible for scamming billions of dollars away from retail investors. Do Kwon made a name for himself with his arrogant tactics, trolling competitors, critics, and acting like he would never fail. In fact, he said that he found it entertaining to watch other projects fail.
I wonder how many of these companies you think are entering the space just because it's hot and there's a lot of funding versus the ones that will still be here, you know, like 2 to 5 years later.
95% are going to die.
Yeah.
95% are going to die. Yeah. But there's also entertainment to watching companies die too.
There's entertainment. Oh man, that's so evil. At least you get to learn from it, right?
On one occasion, he called a journalist for asking him difficult questions. However, he was quickly knocked down by the markets. The louder they are, the harder they tend to fall. News has now come to light that he was cashing out over $80 million each month as Luna was successful. Do Kwon denied these accusations in a roundabout way, but not exactly. In a recent Twitter post, Do Kwon denied cashing out $2.7 billion, but that doesn't account for the $80 million each month that he was apparently taking. He claims that he lost most of his money along with everyone else in the market, and that he was also all in on Luna. The information that he was taking millions from the protocol each month comes from testimony of Terra Labs employees during interviews with the SEC. As a result, Do Kwon is being investigated for money laundering, in addition to the other accusations against him of malice and fraud. Sometimes people just make mistakes, and sometimes businesses fail, but there is significant evidence that Do Kwon had bad intentions from the start.
I love that. I love that. We're going to finish the video, but I love that. We've been talking about Do Kwon on this channel for time now. I don't have any respect for Do Kwon. I've got absolutely no respect for him. Do you know what? I'm so sorry. This is such a passionate subject for me. I didn't lose money on Luna the way that a lot of people lost money on Luna. And that's because I traded it in the early days. I didn't trade it towards the end. But man, he's just a bad person. Like, I shouldn't be saying it bluntly like that, but he's just a bad person. You know, I mean, obviously this particular video is painting him out in a bad way, in much more of a bad way. It's only looking at his negatives. Now, I'm sure he has, if he's got a family, I'm sure his kids wouldn't agree with me saying that he's a bad person and stuff like that. I get that. But from a monetary perspective, you know, from a crypto perspective, right? He's a bad person. We're going to finish this video off. But, you know, I know that Anonymous don't really do much. I know that when people think of Anonymous, they think of like Money Heist, right? But they're not going to go into Do Kwon's house guns blazing, and we wouldn't want that anyway. We would never advocate something like that anyway. But, you know, let's finish the video. And we'll hash out some thoughts.
It's a cycle of life. You begin from nothing and go back to nothing. And that's exactly where I want to be. So I think Terra is going to be the decentralized money standard across the entire blockchain, across all the blockchains. And I'm excited for Terraform Labs to contribute a significant portion of that early vision, but eventually to go back to nothing.
Before launching Terra Luna, Do Kwon worked for another failed stablecoin called Basis Cash. That project failed due to regulatory concerns and investors lost money, but he was never held accountable because he was working under the anonymous name Rick Sanchez, taken from the popular cartoon Rick and Morty. It's obvious to us that Do Kwon has plenty of secrets and he has been very sloppy in his execution.
Yes.
Multiple governments are conducting their own investigations into the scammer, but so are we. Anonymous is looking into Do Kwon's entire history since he entered the crypto space, to see what we can learn and bring to life. There is no doubt that there are many more crimes to be discovered in your trail of destruction. Do Kwon, if you are listening. Sadly, there is nothing that can be done to reverse the damage that you have done. At this point, the only thing that we can do is hold you accountable and make sure that you are brought to justice as soon as possible. We are Anonymous. We are Legion. Expect us.
Well, that was a powerful video indeed. Now look, again, I'm going to mention it again. I can see some comments in the chat already. I know that Anonymous is not really taken that seriously, but look, they said something they said a lot of things in that video actually that really worked for me. One of the things that we need to do is we need to get as much information as possible to bring it to light. Because whether you like it or not, so many people in the crypto space was burnt. Was burnt. They got destroyed from this, you know. There's countless stories of people losing their entire life savings, losing their family's money, losing money which they thought was going to change their lives ultimately. Now, obviously, the responsibility and the onus always falls upon us. I do appreciate that. I really, really do. But at the same time, when when there's mass hype, when everything that you're looking at is saying buy Luna, it's difficult to not buy Luna. It's difficult. Now, 3 weeks ago, a month ago, actually, we were talking about Do Kwon on this channel, and I said, don't buy Luna. I said, don't buy Luna. All right. It wasn't something that, you know, I said this months ago. I said, don't buy Luna because of where the position was in, you know. Do Kwon has done a runner. He's tried to be smart. He's walked away with so much money. And as it currently stands, although a lot of people are talking about it, he's kind of gotten away with it. All right. Now, this channel is too small to make the amount of noise that we want to make. But at least for the few people who do watch this show, for the few people who are subscribed and who do watch this show regularly, at least we can put it onto you guys. So for the 40 people that are watching today, it's up to you guys to make sure that you inform people that anything that this guy is related to is most likely not going to be successful. He hasn't got the track history. He doesn't have the track record that we're looking for. You know, it's something that I'm going to leave on that. I don't have anything good to say about him, and neither does Anonymous. And I'm sure that anybody in the chat hasn't got anything good to say too. So we're going to leave it on that. Please be careful. Please be careful. Be very mindful. Do not buy anything that is related to this guy. The market is so diverse now. There are so many projects in the market that we can look at to make money from. But this is not one of those markets. All right? I can't stress it enough. Please be mindful and wary of Do Kwon. Moving on, we've got some news on 3 Arrows. Now, the Dubai regulator, 3 Arrows Capital, isn't registered here. Now, this is the thing. When you're in Dubai, crypto is a very grey area. All right? Now, you have to remember that although we're in 2022, we're not at the stage yet where we can turn around and say banks like cryptocurrency. Banks don't like cryptocurrency. All right? If you guys are new to crypto, whether you're new, whether you're old, one of the first things that you learn whenever you join crypto is the banks don't like crypto. So if you're doing it, you've got to do it in a way which falls into that grey area. Now, losing all your money, losing billions and billions of dollars is one of those things that make you fall out of the grey area and into the red area, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Luna had a $10 billion crash and they fell into the red zone. So they're under the spotlight. And now similarly, 3 Arrows, having done what they've done, they have now fallen into that red zone. So the Dubai Financial Service Authority says the embattled crypto fund has not set up shop in the Emirates despite stated plans. So it appears that 3 Arrows have lost so much money now that they're not moving to Dubai no more. Look, Dubai is expensive, and in the bull market, everybody runs to Dubai, right? Because I've got so many good things to say about Dubai. I've got so many good things. It's so safe for women. It's safe for you. You know, bruh, I'm telling you, in Tottenham, couple times man walk down the road, there'll be like 5-6 men that are there just saying, what you saying, bro? What you got for me? Hey, that's a nice phone, you know. That's not yours no more. That was life growing up in Tottenham, you know. You walk to the shop to buy some milk for your mum, you end up coming back with like a stab wound. Now, in Dubai, that will never happen. In Dubai, you could swear at someone and you could go to jail for that shit. I shit you not. I swear to God. You know, you could break laws in Dubai. Bruh, I was in the car like a couple weeks back and I was driving back home, all right? And this was in the marina. I thought there was an accident up front because there were so many cars that were like just stacked up, you know? So I was like, oh man, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I want to get home. I want to have a quick shower and sleep. So many cars ahead of me. By the time I got to the front of that queue, there was no accident. There was just a bunch of Fed all armed up, like all armed up, ready, like they seem pissed. Guy comes up to my car and he taps on my window with the gap. He's like, open my window. Guy's asking me for ID. He's asking me for all sorts. I didn't have my passport on me at the time, right? Goodness gracious. But look, I love it. I love that Dubai is a safe place. If wifey told me she wants to go out for a walk at 11 p.m. in Dubai, I wouldn't have an issue with it. Oh, whereas over here in the UK, I would. I'd say, well, hang on a second. 11 p.m. is late. I don't want you to go walking around on the road at 11 p.m. At least not with me, you know? But in Dubai, that's not like that. So I have amazing things to say about Dubai. A lot of people run to Dubai. One of the downsides is that you've got to have money to go to Dubai. You know, you've got to, rent is going to be a bit more expensive. Quality of life, although it's so much higher, it's going to cost. You know, the cost of living out there isn't simple. So 3 Arrows, bull market, they did so great, right? Now they've lost all their money, so they're not going to Dubai anymore. So that's pretty much the gist of this conversation here. Now, it looks like they were looking to launch their firm in Dubai in within the grey zone in a legal and healthy way. But it doesn't look like they're going to be doing that anymore. So that's the news on 3 Arrows. It doesn't look like to me that they're going to recover. Maybe in the next cycle, if they put their foot in the right doors and they invest early. And Budapest, good night. Thank you very much for joining the stream. I appreciate you joining the stream. Good night, mate. You know, so 3 Arrows, yeah. Unfortunately for 3 Arrows, it's not looking very good now. Obviously, we all want the next cycle to come as soon as possible, but at the same time, I don't know. When I see companies like this that have more capital that needs to be bled out, it seems like it may happen, you know. So we'll see how that unfolds. I think that that there's more blood to be found for 3 Arrows, and yeah. Moving on, Crypto.com. Apple Pay is now available in the Crypto.com app. I know that no one really cares. I get that nobody really cares, but I care, and I'll tell you why I care. I'll tell you why. I care because Apple have taken their first step into cryptocurrency. Remember the example we had at the beginning of the show, the global markets, traditional markets, the crypto bubble, and how we're starting to get relativeness now between that top bubble and the bottom bubble. We're starting to see it. We are starting to see it. My hay fever's at an all-time high, and my bullishness for the next cycle is at an all-time high. I'm so happy I'm seeing this. I'm so happy I'm seeing this. It won't be long before, it won't be long before we can start buying MacBook Pros and iPads and stuff like that on the Apple Store with cryptocurrency. And it won't be long before we can start, I don't know, buying coins on Clash of Clans with crypto. It won't be long. It won't be long, you know? Blockchain gaming, the crypto, the metaverse, Apple, put these three together and you've got some serious magic. Now, in the 2017 cycle, we thought it would come and it didn't come. In the 2021 cycle, we thought it would come and it didn't come. We had multiple rumors that Apple were going to take a step, but they didn't. And now they have. I don't care what anybody says. This is bullish. This is huge. This is great news for us. This is great news for us. You know, in the future, we're getting to that stage now. We're slowly getting there. And the last bull market we had, so much money was injected into cryptocurrencies that now we cannot be ignored anymore. We're at that place now where we are no longer going to be ignored. All right? This is very bullish. I hope you guys see the bullishness in this. All right? It's not big now and it's not going to cause a big effect now, but going into the next cycle when things are super bullish, they're not going to be able to say no now because there's too much money to be made. Goldman Sachs looking to buy Celsius. They're not buying Celsius because Celsius is amazing. They're buying Celsius because Celsius at one stage was worth $10, $20 billion. And now, because of the crash, there's such a discount. They're looking to see if they can bring it back to its former glory. So if they invest $2 billion now for something that's going to be worth $20 billion in the future, even Goldman Sachs is saying there is a 10x to be made. It's not just us anymore. We're not the only ones saying 10x, 10x, 10x. They're saying it too. You know? So this is bullish. So Apple taking this step, I'm so keen to see what they do in the future. I'm so keen to see what they do in the future. Asgard says, give it a few years. This will all be all over the place. Needed a bit of time. Need a bit of time to rinse out the moon boys, and the big money will come back once we have a risk-on environment. Yes, yes, yes. We need that reset. We do need that reset. And that reset is coming. That reset is here. All right? That reset is here. The money is exiting the market. We went to a couple trillion market cap, and we broke below the 1 trillion market cap, and we retested the previous all-time high, which was $800 billion on the market cap. So even though this is the bear market, we are moving. I'm telling you, we're moving. This does not, in terms of 2018, yes, this is a lot like 2018, where money is exiting the market rapidly and it hurts. However, there's so much more building happening in this bear market that at the same time, it's not the same as 2018. You know what I mean? So bullish news. India here, we move on to now talk about India. I'm not going to say much on this. India clarifies crypto taxes. So we covered this on the channel a couple of weeks ago. India is looking to sort of do a 30% tax on crypto. Essentially put this, the tax for crypto used to be 1%, and they've uplifted that to 30% now. I think South Korea are going to do the same thing. And that's simply because there's too much money being made in cryptocurrency, and countries are going to start locking it down. Obviously, we have some safe havens like Dubai. We have countries, that do offer safe haven for crypto trading. Like, I think Germany, if you hold Bitcoin for a year or longer, you'll be able to cash out your crypto at 0% tax. So simply put, India is joining the masses. We have such a big Indian community in cryptocurrency. There's so many people from India who push in cryptocurrency. There's a huge community. So we've got to give them respect, and naturally the country has recognized that, and they're looking to implement tax. Asgard again with another comment saying Portugal and Switzerland, yes, those are places where a lot of people travel as a safe haven. What's Optimus saying here? GS and Celsius was a rumor, and GS shut it down. They aren't buying Celsius. Yes, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that very, very soon on this stream. Now, the thing is, the key point that we have to take away from it is, even if they're not going to buy Celsius, we have to recognize the fact that this is not your average rumor. This is not the type of rumor that says, Mbappe is going to Liverpool. It's not something stupid like that. It's the kind of rumor that helps us as a crypto community grow. We've got to read between the lines when we see those kind of rumors. You know what I mean? If they thought about it, look what our Kalianu says here. Our Kalianu says they thought about it. Please try and see how huge that is. All right? It means that they are also talking about 10x's. Whether you want to believe it or not, they're talking about it. All right? Which means that we don't sound as stupid anymore. Okay? We don't sound as stupid anymore. And by the way, a quick shout out to these guys in the stream, Asgard, Optimus, and Powers of 4, and our Kalianu, yes. You guys started a debate in the chat. You guys started bouncing around back and forth with information in the chat. That is exactly what I was hoping the NJ show would eventually become. I want you guys to be talking in the chat and talking about news. A massive shout out to you guys for instigating that and starting that. SJ says, love these news updates. Keep it coming, bro. Yes, thank you very much, SJ. I really appreciate that. I do need to start making the news come sooner in the stream. I need to wrap up my my TA, make that sort of 5-10 minutes and then talk about the news. But let's see. Crypto Potato says we are no longer early. Yes, I think we still are. But we're getting to that stage now where you're right. where you're right. If in the next cycle we see a 10 trillion market cap, we're gonna be at that stage where we're no longer early. We're not gonna see those 100x, 10x gains that we usually see. So we've got Kevin here spouting nonsense in the chat, so ignore Kevin. Tarek says, what about Ronaldo to Chelsea rumor? Yes, exactly. It's as stupid as that. Celsius being bought by Goldman Sachs has way more weight to it than Ronaldo going to Chelsea. It's not going to happen, mate. It's not going to happen. You know what I mean? So anyway, moving on. There was a rumor going on recently that, you know, Binance were linked to 5,200 crypto companies that they were going to help bail out. So that's not true. This article here sort of proves it. Binance, I think it was 50 to 100 companies that they were looking at, or 5 to 100 companies. There's a sentence I saw here. I was reading this morning. La 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 la. It's one of those sentences in here. Here we go. We definitely look at all of that. So CZ, this is a quote from CZ himself. We definitely look at it all. We definitely look at all of that. We're looking at 5 to 100 deals. Zhao said. Everyone knows we have the largest cash reserve in the industry, and everybody's talking to us. So crypto companies, they're dying out. So say for instance, you've got a crypto company that has a really good idea, or they've got a really good network already. Yeah. If they're struggling or if they're suffering in this market, then what they do is they go to Binance and they tell Binance, well, look, can you help us out? All right, we'll partner with you guys, help us out so that we can live into the next cycle. See, a lot of people, they pay attention to cryptocurrency, but not because they want to be part of a movement. They pay attention to cryptocurrency because they just want to make money. And that's good. That's good, but I'm here not just to make money. I'm here because I love cryptocurrency. Look, I didn't get the best grades in school. My maths teacher hated me. She didn't like me at all. She said I would fail in life, you know. But when I joined the crypto space, you guys gave me a voice. You know, I wasn't part of the cool kids in school, and now I'm part of crypto. I want crypto to succeed and grow. I want it to do that. I care about crypto. And I know this might sound cliche and silly to a lot of you guys, but CZ feels the same way. You know, you get to a stage in crypto where it's no longer about making a few million. You get to a stage where you're like, all right, I've made a few million now. Now I want to help crypto grow. I want the guys who are early to be early for a reason. And at the same time, I want people who join into crypto to have something to look forward to. So if we had, let's say, for instance, Binance are looking at 100 projects, right? If they're looking at 100 projects and out of these 100, I don't know, 30 of them are real players in the crypto space, that's going to help crypto grow. All right. If Solana died tomorrow, then all the projects that built on Solana would die too. There'd be no more Solana. There'd be no more ecosystem. Agreed? So we need Solana to thrive. We have to help them and support them because we know in the next cycle there's going to be hundreds of new projects that are going to be launching on the Solana blockchain. And we're going to want to invest in those, right? We want to be early investors. So we want Solana to live. We want Polkadot to live. We want AVAX to live. And if CZ can help out with that, then yeah, big up CZ. I've got so much respect for CZ, man. One day we're going to get CZ on this channel. I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know. We'll need a lot of luck, right? But we're going to get CZ on this channel. It will be so amazing when we do. I don't even know what I'm going to ask him. There's a million things I can ask him, but one day it will happen. With all of you guys' support, we're going to get this channel to 100,000 subscribers, and we're going to get CZ on this channel. So make sure you're subscribing to the channel. It helps support. It helps us get noticed and seen, you know. And, you know, to add on to that, FTX is a massive player, all right? Sam Bankman-Fried, or whatever his name is, SBF, Sam Bankman-Fried, or whatever. He is a big name in the space as well, from zero to riches, and he's got his exchange, FTX. And, you know, a couple of weeks ago, we spoke about this. I think it was last week or the week before, but FTX, they gave BlockFi a $250 million grant, a line of credit. So they believe in BlockFi. It means that we have to put BlockFi on a list of altcoins that we're going to watch throughout the bear market and into the next bull market, because if they were struggling to survive, they won't be anymore. 250 million is more than enough. All right. And it says here, bullet points, the key takeaways. Oh, wow, I love this. Big up to cryptobriefing.com for doing this. They've got a whole article here, but they've got the key takeaways up top. I really like this. So crypto exchange FTX is in talks to purchase stake in BlockFi, which means that they want to buy some tokens. According to reports from Wall Street Journal today, BlockFi received a 250 million line of credit from FTX earlier this week. So this was last week where we covered it on this channel. We caught that first, suggesting the firm is in need of funding. All right. So, I mean, we spoke about this on the channel. We're already ahead of this. These guys are talking about this 3 days ago. We were talking about this at the early stages of last week, you know. Project was struggling. A good project with good fundamentals behind it. FTX step in and say, you know what, we're going to potentially bail you out here and we're going to help you out. And it goes on into deeper points here in the article, just to discuss, you know, why they're looking to purchase a stake, why they gave the line of credit. We got some, plus the firm liquidated its position in 3 Arrows Capital and cut 20% of its workforce this month. So further news on 3 Arrows that have led to the potential demise of BlockFi, but FTX have stepped in and changed the game for that. So earlier on in the stream, we spoke about Celsius, all right? We spoke about Goldman Sachs potentially looking to buy Celsius. Here, Arthur Hayes, the founder of BitMEX. For those of you who don't know, BitMEX is the exchange that we get our Bitcoin feed from. BitMEX has been trading since trading Bitcoin since the 1st of September 2015. So that's where we made our daily breakdown from. So Arthur Hayes has come out and said this is a rumor, this is not really real. Make sure you guys know what you're talking about. So, you know, I think that even if this isn't real, and this is a good thread, right? But even if it isn't real, it's still huge news. It's still massively huge news. To get linked with something like that, it's huge. And on the same day that we get linked to it, Apple Pay is now available on crypto.com. So look, listen, you guys are smart enough. You guys watch the show. Put the pieces of the puzzle together. All right? You guys are smart enough to do that. You can see what's happening here. Moving on, Yuga Labs. So, you know, crypto punks, Bored Apes and whatnot. You know what? I got news of this on Friday, right? When we were doing the Ronaldo stream. I saw there was a lot of people in the chat talking about it as well, where the founders of Bored Ape are apparently Nazis, or they support the Nazis. I'm not sure, but more information has come out on this on Monday. So only a weekend has passed, and now I'm going to read this out. The outpouring of support from our community today has been overwhelming. We will continue to be transparent with our community as we fight these slanderous claims in order to put a stop to the continuous infringement and other legal attempts to bring harm to us and the Bored Ape community. We have filed a lawsuit against the responsible parties. We will continue exploring and pursuing all legal options at our disposal. So look, there's a reason I didn't do a show on this. And that's because there's insubstantial evidence to prove whether or not this is true. This is not something that we can come out and just say, yeah, you know what, Bored Apes, bruv, they're Nazis, you know. We can't say that. Otherwise, we could potentially be one of the parties here that might get done for slander. What we'll do is we will cover this, but we'll cover it when more information is brought to light. All right. I know that there's a huge documentary, a 1 hour documentary on YouTube that discusses this. Obviously, I don't know, would you guys be interested in a watch along? If I did a watch along for that, would you guys join? I feel like you guys wouldn't join that, but I've not seen it yet. We could look into it. We could look at it. Let me know if you guys would like a watch along of that. Maybe I'd do it. Maybe I'll do it. You know, I don't think the channel's big enough for that yet, but maybe I'll do it. So this is something to pay attention to, but we will cover this. We will. Obviously, we'll get a decision as time goes on whether or not this is real or not. And if this is real, then we'll cover it in detail. And if it's not real, then we'll still cover it in detail, but as to, you know, the origins of it and what happened, you know. Moving along to one more piece of information that we've got here before we wrap up the stream. Goodness, we've been streaming for an hour and 20 minutes now. I'm so sorry, guys. I want to bring a more shortened version of the stream. I want to try and compress this into an hour. But Axie, news on Axie Infinity's Ronin Ethereum bridge to restart next week. So Ronin will open its sidechain bridge that becomes part of the target of a $500 million exploit. So this is something that happened before, where the bridge got hacked. And $500 million, obviously this was more closer to the heart of the bull market, so a lot more money will get lost. You know, like Harmony's bridge got hacked the other day. We spoke about that on this channel as well, $100 million. If that was in the heart of the bull market, that would have also been $500-600 million, because everything was worth a lot more back then. So this bridge got hacked, $600 million exploit, and now they're looking to, it looks like they fixed it. And the engineering team has been hard at work preparing for the bridge to reopen. So again, you know, it's a sticky situation for me. I'm of the opinion that, you know, when you're when something like that happens, you're losing faith and trust in your community, you know. So I'm not sure if this is something that can come back, but we'll see. This is news still. News that we need to pay attention to. Maybe if we're looking to chart Axies, or if we're looking to pay attention to Axies, maybe we're looking for a trade setup on Axies, we need to look and pay attention to what they're doing in order to see if we've got any fundamental drivers to point as to where the price is going to go up or down. But you know what, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. Just quickly looking at Bitcoin. So what did we say? What did we say for Bitcoin at the beginning of the stream? I said either we're going to break above Monday's low, 2 weeks ago Monday's low, or we're going to start pulling back. It looks like we're pulling back. So I'm going to see whether or not we sweep this red level here, or if we go into the blue box. But I'm looking for bullish setups. Ideally, if it can drag the market down with it, I'm going to be buying some TRX. So pay attention. But look, as always, guys, like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing a giveaway at 2K subscribers. You guys want to be part of that. I'm partnering up with Prime XBT to do it. So big shout out to them early on. Make sure that you guys are staying tuned in. We've got a lot to cover this week. We're going to be going live for the rest of the week, Tuesday to Friday, at the normal times, 12:15. Make sure you guys like, make sure you guys subscribe. That's NJ for the day. Stay tuned. Cheers, everyone. Goodbye. Thank you for tuning in to the NJ